gentlemen, once again, as always, the one, the only, the motherfucking General, Miguel Magallon! And as always, the president, the founder, the CEO of Magallon Entertainment! And the leader of the Sports Betting Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sports Betting Channel. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I'm going to give you a recap of Week 2, tell you how much money we made, how much profits we made, how much money we cashed out, and ladies and gentlemen, I will give you a sneak preview into what I am looking at to bet in Week 3 of the NFL season. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready. So, let's do a quick recap here. I took the Saints last night on the -3, and of course, Derek Carr fucked me, and we got a push. And that really upset me because the Saints were up 11 points with like fucking 3-4 minutes to go. 11 points, and all you had to do was cover a fucking -3. And of course, not only do they let Bryce Young go down the field and score a touchdown on some soft-ass, weenie fucking defense that they were playing basically soft coverage, trying to run out the clock, and Bryce Young tore that ass up to pieces when he saw that they were basically playing soft, just trying to get him to throw the ball, in between the hash marks. And he went all the way down, drove the ball down the field, scored a TD, and then they gave up a 2-point conversion. So instead of covering the -3 up 11 with like 4 or 5 minutes left in the game, they basically got a push. So once again, for the second consecutive week, Derek Carr fucked me because against a rookie QB, he still couldn't get it done. You gotta fucking be kidding me. This is back-to-back weeks now where I put the money on Derek Carr. I took him in week 1 of the NFL season when they were playing the Titans. I think they were at home and they were favored by -3. And I said, man, the Titans, they don't got a good D. Basically, the only thing they know how to do is let Derrick Henry run. The only thing the Saints have to do is load the box up and just make sure that, he doesn't run. And I thought covering the the -3 was going to be easy against the Titans week 1. And instead, they won the game by only 1. You gotta fucking be kidding me. So they didn't cover the spread during opening week either. And then this past week on Monday night, again, -3 back to back. And what does Derek Carr do? He basically gets a push and still couldn't get it done. So this is beginning to frustrate me. This is beginning to, just agitate me because this is back to back weeks where he wins on the money line, but he doesn't cover the spread and he doesn't fucking get it done the way, we expect him to. So I'm going to let you guys know what I'm thinking about in terms of, what I'm doing with the Saints week 3. But so far we got a push, last night, and we took the L on week 1 when it comes to betting Derek Carr and the Saints. Now, again, I do believe in Derek Carr and the Saints this season because I believe he has a top 10 offensive line. Maybe not top 5, but I think he has a top 10 offensive line. And he's getting the ball out really fast, so that way he doesn't get sacked. And, he doesn't fumble it, with his bitch ass like he used to when he was with the Raiders all those years. He would just fumble the ball just way too fucking much. So I think this season what they're doing is they're trying to get the ball out fast, throw it to his, quick receivers on those slant routes, give it to his running backs on the, on the dump pass, and basically letting his receivers and his weapons on offense go to work in the open field. So they're getting the ball out quickly. There's really nothing going on downfield, which is probably making Michael Thomas mad because now they basically, relegated him to a slot receiver at this point. But that's the way they want to run their offense. They want to run the ball and they want to throw the ball quickly. They don't want Derek Carr sitting in the pocket, for 5 minutes trying to wait for the play to develop downfield. Probably because they know that they're probably going to intercept it because, he's never really been a great, it's not that he doesn't have the arm strength. It's just that he's not, He's not, precise when it comes to throwing the ball downrange. Like he's not Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow or, Matthew Stafford even. Like he's not one of those guys that's going to throw it in a tight window 30, 40, 50 yards downfield. He's not that elite. He's kind of average. He's more like Dak Prescott, right? So I think what they're saying is, okay, let's stop trying to, be Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes or Matthew Stafford or, you know what I mean, Aaron Rodgers in his prime. Like, you're not that dude. So let's just stick with the slant route. Let's just stick with the quick pass. Let's go with the dump pass, and let's just get it, let's just get the ball out there to your receivers and let them do work in open space, because a lot of these guys can move quickly. So I think that's kind of the strategy for the Saints. Again, top 10 offensive line, and it makes him look better when he's getting off, the ball out quickly. And they're running the ball a lot. So I do like the Saints here. I do like them to win this division. I've said that, since the season started. They were my season pick to win the season, to win the division. And, not too bad. Off to a great start, 2-0. The problem is for me that they haven't won me any money yet, despite the fact that they're 2-0, because they're 0-1 against the spread in week 1 versus the Titans. Again, -3, only won by 1. You got to fucking be kidding me. And then week 2, you're up with 11. All you have to do is cover the -3, and they give up the TD and the 2-point conversion. You got to fucking be kidding me. So it's been frustrating to say the least, but I still think they're going to win a lot of games this season. I think they're probably going to win like 10, 11, maybe 12 games. Because most of their division is trash right now. It's basically Atlanta, the Panthers, and the fucking Bucks, who are playing, really good, actually, surprisingly. But it's mostly a trash division, and a lot of teams on their schedule suck. So I think they're going to win 10, 11, maybe 12 games this season. We'll see. So, now it's just up to me to try to make money on it. So, we can cash out some profits, because that's the only thing that really fucking matters on this podcast. So, that's what happened last night when it came to that game. And then we had the Browns versus Steelers game. Now, I told you guys, I am a believer in Deshaun Watson this season. I said that also before the season started. And I said Deshaun Watson looked good in the preseason. He looked like he could still run. And based on what I saw last night, it looks like he still wants to run. He still wants to prove he's that guy. Because I think he's trying to validate his career. He's trying to earn the money, that max contract that they gave him, like a bunch of dumbasses. I said that when they gave him the money. But nonetheless, I feel like he sees the pressure. He feels the pressure from the media and from, all his peers in the league. And I think he's trying to prove it, he wants to prove that he deserved the money. He wants to prove that he's still worthy of the money, that he's an elite QB, and that, he's still, good enough to be a starting quarterback in this league. And I think that's what I told you guys, he's out here for vengeance. He wants some retribution. He wants, what did Birdman say one time on the Breakfast Club? He said, y'all motherfuckers better put some respect on my name. Better respect it. I think that's the mentality of Deshaun Watson this year, is he's trying to get people to respect him again. He's trying to look like an elite QB, and he's trying to earn that money and show all his doubters and haters and skeptics that he was deserving of it based on his talent. Maybe not based on his personality or off the field issues, but based on what he can do on an NFL football field. He wants to prove that his skill set and his talent is worthy of that kind of money. And so I told you guys when the season started, I expected big things from Deshaun Watson, because it looks like he can run again. It's still like, it looks like he's still got some juice. And I really like his receivers on offense, Njoku, what's his name? Nojik or something. I forgot his name. He looks good on defense. Myles Garrett, the Smith kid, Nick Chubb, of course now he's out for the season. But this team, on paper, it is fully loaded. He has a really good roster on this team. It's not like he has a dog shit roster. He got dogs on the roster. He got some beasts, you know what I mean, at almost every other position. So I was really bulled up on the Browns this season. And I said they're going to be my sleeper team. I think they're going to win a couple games this year, and nobody's going to see it coming because they're not expecting anything. So I took them on the money line week 1, as you guys remember, against the Bengals, because I told you guys the Bengals are overrated this year. I think Joe Burrow is still dealing with a major calf injury, and now it's turned into a knee injury. Now his whole fucking back hurts, his body hurts, his pussy hurts. I told you guys, that offensive line in Cincinnati, it's trash, it's garbage. And he is the most sacked QB in the NFL since entering the league. Nobody in the NFL has been sacked more than Joe Burrow since his rookie year in the league. Nobody. I think the only person who comes close to him in terms of being sacked is Russell Wilson's bitch ass. And that's because he holds on to the ball too fucking damn long. And I think Coach Payton is getting fucking sick and tired of his bitch ass too. Always complaining about his pussy too. Get the fuck out of here. So Russell Wilson and Joe Burrow, they're the two most sacked QBs in the league in the past 2 seasons. And Joe Burrow is the most sacked QB since entering the league. And I get it. I think people just kind of like forgot about it because he went to the Super Bowl and he put up a good fight in the Super Bowl. He was leading at halftime. He almost fucking, fucked around and won the Super Bowl. If his fucking, if his fucking guys could just protect him more in that second half. Instead, they play like, trash and let Aaron Donald turn into a beast in the second half. But the point is, it doesn't change the fact that despite the fact that they went to the Super Bowl and almost fucked around and won it, they still had a fucking trash offensive line. And they always say every season, oh, we're going to fix it. We're going to work on it. We're going to improve it. And then here we are the next fucking season and the next season and the next season. And it's still trash. It's still garbage. Basura, straight fucking dog shit offensive line. And I don't know what it is. It's not that he's holding on to the ball too long. It's that sometimes he gets hit as soon as he snaps the ball sometimes. Like, dude will be like, hut. He'll grab the ball and then boom, he gets sacked like fucking real quick. So I'm looking at these dudes, man, and I'm like, bro, somebody's got to protect this man. Somebody's got to fucking, you know what I mean? Make sure he doesn't get hurt all the time. This dude gets hit way too fucking much. And now I think one of the things that allowed him to win games with the Bengals last season was the fact that he was so mobile in the pocket. You know what I mean? Because he's a mobile quarterback. He's a running quarterback. Him and Josh Allen, they run the ball. Sometimes I think they run the ball too often. But I think Joe Burrow does it because he knows his offense isn't going to give him any time in the pocket. So sometimes Joe Burrow will snap the ball and he knows he's probably going to get tackled real quick. So he just takes off and runs with it because he knows sometimes that he has to because this offensive line is trash and he knows it. Josh Allen, he be running with the ball. I don't have a problem when he does it. My problem is Joe Burrow does it, he slides. Josh Allen does it, he wants to go head first like he's Cam Newton. Like, bro, calm the fuck down with that shit. Like, dude is really diving head first every single fucking time. That's what I don't like about Josh Allen. Like, bro, learn to fucking slide. That's why I think Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes are going to last a long time in this league. Because when Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow, when they run out the pocket, they always slide like baseball players. I think they both used to play baseball. But Josh Allen, he wants to fucking run around like he's playing hockey. He just wants to fucking nosedive into people. It's like, bro, they're going to crack your neck, crack your back, crack your skull, crack your head. Man, you better calm down with that. They're going to start breaking his fucking arms and shoulders soon. Because this dude, he's like Cam Newton. He just wants to dive head first into everything. So anyway, so I told you guys, going into week 1, I'm going to take the Browns on the money line because of that Joe Burrow injury. Again, it's not just his fucking calf. It's the knee. It's his leg. It's his back. It's his fucking whole body at this point, really. And his pussy. So, as you guys already know, on my last video, I went to the sports book out here in Vegas live. I recorded and documented the whole thing. And I told you guys I have 2 locks for the week that I couldn't wait to put money on. I ran to that fucking book quickly on Monday morning before the games on Monday night. And I put some, my biggest play of the week is 49ers at home on the money line against the New York Giants with no Saquon Barkley. You got to be kidding me. Easy money. And then the next one was the Rams on the money line because I saw that Rams game against San Francisco on Sunday, right? It was like Sunday afternoon. Yo, the fucking Rams are real. I was dead ass wrong. And you guys know me, for those of you guys who listen to my original podcast, Magayon Entertainment, where I talk about stocks, crypto, Bitcoin, real estate. I talk about, investing your money. That way your money can work for you and you don't have to work paycheck to paycheck anymore. You can watch your money grow over time so that way you can retire early and you don't have to keep working for that bitch ass supervisor or that bitch ass company anymore. On my, what are they going to say? Yeah, that's my original podcast. Anyways, so on this podcast, when the season started, on the original podcast, one of the things I always say is that when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And when I'm right, I'm right. But either way, I'm going to be a man. Ain't no bitches on this side. Ain't no bitches on this podcast. I always say that on my main podcast. So I carry that over to this podcast and I say the same thing now If I'm right, I'm going to bang my chest. And when I'm wrong, I'm not going to be a bitch about it. I'm not going to be ashamed or embarrassed. All my tickets are out there. Every bet I make, every play I make, all my in-depth analysis, 100% free, 100% documented, 100% transparent for the world to see. And you guys can follow me or you guys can just watch me. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to make money with or without you. And again, the goal, the focus, the mission, 2,500 to 100,000 by Christmas. And that's I'm not going to stop until we get there. And then again, when we start the new year, I'm going to cash everything out. I'm going to pull out all my profits and I'm going to buy as much fucking crypto and Bitcoin and stocks as possible. Because again, the name of the game is make your money work for you so you don't have to work paycheck to paycheck anymore for that bitch ass company or that bitch ass supervisor. So anyways, so one of the things that I was wrong with, and again, I'm a man about it. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed. I'm okay admitting when I'm wrong. But just be okay with the fact that I'm gonna pound my chest when I'm right and I nail that shit. But one of the things that I was wrong about was the Los Angeles Rams. I said when the season started, I think the Rams are gonna be dog shit. I think the Rams fucking roster is chaos. I think the Rams are looking to fucking tank this season. They started it off with putting Cooper Kupp on IR. I said, you gotta fucking be kidding me. He's basically like 90% of their offense. Half the team left in free agency. You know what I mean? Like, it's basically Matthew Stafford with a bunch of backup offensive linemen, a bunch of wide receivers we never really seen, a defense that's all basically like fucking draft picks and young picks. And I'm over here looking at it like, bro, it's basically Matthew Stafford and an aging Aaron Donald. And that's it. Because the whole offensive line is garbage. It's just a bunch of backup offensive linemen, bunch of running backs and wide receivers we never heard of or seen of before, and a young-ass defense that's just getting started. And I'm over here looking at that roster, and I'm like, man, y'all about to get blown out in Seattle, man. Seattle just made the postseason. Geno Smith, comeback player of the year, yada, 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 all this other bullshit. And I said, man, I think McVay, now that he put Cooper Kupp on IR, I think he's trying to tank the season. I think he's looking to get Caleb Williams out of USC. Matthew Stafford is old. He's a has-been. He's washed up. I think Todd McVay, I think he deserves a fresh start. I think he should be able to start the season over again next year with a young QB on a rookie contract. Because one of the things we know about the Rams is if you give them salary cap money, they know how to use it. The Rams are really good at loading up a team and loading up a roster if you give them money because they know how to use it. They're fucking legit. They're fucking wizards. They're fucking scientists. They're fucking neuro-intelligent people. Like, these motherfuckers are smart as shit. They be using AI and artificial intelligence and ChatGPT. Like, they're sophisticated out there. And they're really innovative. So I think their GM is a salary cap master. And if you give him a bunch of salary cap space because you got a young QB on a rookie deal for the next 4 to 5 years because he's a first round pick, I mean, damn, McVay he could dominate the same way San Francisco's doing with Brock Purdy. He's on a rookie deal. He's only going to get paid like fucking $4 or $5 million. Not even. I think Brock Purdy's is only getting paid like fucking $500,000. Brock Purdy ain't getting paid shit. Brock Purdy, he over here making bum money in San Francisco. Because you got to remember, in San Francisco, $500,000 ain't a lot. You can make $2 or $3 million a year, and you can still be broke in San Francisco. I'm telling y'all right now, for those of you guys who ain't never been, for those of you guys who've never visited, for those of you guys who've never seen San Francisco, it's, a bunch of fucking homeless people these days, but the nice part of San Francisco, it's fucking expensive. If all you got is $2 or $3 million, you're basically going to be living in a tent out there. It is expensive as shit in San Francisco. And Brock Purdy's only going to get paid $500,000 this season? You got to fucking be kidding me. That's basically homeless people money at this point. So he's not getting paid shit to play for the 49ers. That's why they're able to load the roster so fucking much around him. So I would love to see McVay in a situation where they can get rid of fucking Matthew Stafford's contract, probably trade Aaron Donald for fucking 5 first-round draft picks, because Aaron Donald is still worth a lot of money in this league. Look how much they fucking got for Von Miller in the offseason. Remember Von Miller, the Bills gave him like fucking 5 years, $120 million. So Aaron Donald, I'm telling you, he's still in his prime. Like, he's still a dog. He's still a beast. If someone like the fucking Raiders traded for him, somewhere where he wants to be, like you trade him to like maybe the Raiders, maybe the Cowboys, you know, somebody who's willing to give up 5 first-round picks for him, and trust me, he's worth it to me. Then yeah, I think they should do it. Even if it's only 2 or 3 first-round picks, I would trade Aaron Donald, get 2, 3, 4 first-round picks, as much draft picks as possible. Trade Cooper Kupp, get as much draft picks as possible, and then fucking let Matthew Stafford walk in free agency. And then you can go into next season with fucking 10, 15, 20 fucking draft picks, and you could have unlimited money in free agency. And you give McVay 20 not 20 first rounders, but 20 fucking draft picks, 25, 30 draft picks in the offseason, and unlimited money and fucking salary cap space. McVay can turn this shit around in like less than 2-3 years easy, especially if he has a young QB who's mobile, who's willing to learn, super smart, super intelligent, knows how to fucking, read a playbook, knows how to read a defense, right? And you get him on a cheap contract for 5 years. I said the Rams should be looking to tank this season, because I would love to see McVay with the young rookie mobile QB who knows how to read a defense, who's really quick with his feet, and who's not making a lot of money for the next 4 or 5 years. I think McVay can easily win another Super Bowl or two, because again, their GM is a salary cap master, and their owner is not afraid to spend a lot of money, especially if you're going to deliver another Super Bowl to Los Angeles, right? So I was really wrong about the Rams, because they turned around and basically said, fuck me. And they went into Seattle. They beat that ass. They romped that ass. They beat that ass with Aaron Donald. And then week 2, I was kind of like skeptical. I was like, fuck, do I want to take the 49ers? Because Matthew Stafford, he don't look like an old Matthew Stafford. He looks like the old Matthew Stafford back with the Detroit Lions. He's out there slinging in and fucking running in. I'm over here like, ooh, Matthew Stafford still got some juice left in there. Oh, shit. So I was a little bit worried about that game versus the 49ers. That's why I didn't put a lot of money on it. I think I put like 50 to win like 80 or 90. You can see the tickets. They're all on my YouTube channel. But I kind of stayed away from that game. I only put a little bit of money on the Niners because I was worried about that. I was like, damn, Matthew Stafford looking like, like the fucking Detroit fucking Matthew now, back in the day and shit. And Aaron Donald still coming for that ass. That defense looks elite, even though it's a bunch of rookies on that side. The offensive line looks super fucking good, even though I thought they were trash to start the season. So the Rams have definitely, they haven't surprised me. I'm going to be honest, ladies and gentlemen. The Rams have fucking shocked me. They really have. My jaw's to the floor. I can't believe the Rams are playing this fucking elite with a bunch of fucking rookies on defense on the rookie contracts still. A bunch of backup offensive linemen who I think were going to be garbage this year. And Matthew Stafford, I don't know if he got some fucking surgery or, you know what I mean? He went to Kobe's doctor or something, because he playing like he fucking young again. He out here like he fucking 21, 25, just slinging that motherfucker. I'm over here looking at Matthew Stafford like, damn, dog. Like, it looked like he took fucking 2, 3, 4 years off again. Maybe it's because he basically sat for the entire season, so he didn't get no hits. He could let his body recover last year. I think that's probably what it is. You know what I mean? He basically got fucking 12 months off to just like sit down and recover and just, read the playbook all day, support fucking Baker Mayfield, who's out here balling all day. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, so that's one of my favorite plays this week is I'm taking the Rams to go out there to Cincinnati, because I told you guys, I've said it like 9 million times now on the podcast, but there is something going on with Joe Burrow, and I feel like if they don't sit him, if they put him out there on Monday Night Football against this Rams defense led by Aaron Donald, who's gonna he's gonna be a beast. Because again, that Cincinnati Bengals, their offensive line is garbage. It's trash. The Browns fucking got to him. The Ravens were fucking sacking him. I think the Rams have a better defense than both the Browns and the Ravens combined. I think the Rams potentially have a top 5, top 10 NFL defense. And you're going to put them, and you're going to let them go against that? This garbage offensive line with Joe Burrow, who's fucking limping on the field? He has no time in the pocket. Now he can't scramble again. I think that's one of the things that, like, we missed is, like, There's been times where Joe Burrow should have been sacked even more, but because he's a mobile QB and he knows how to run and slide, he's able to get that first down, slide, make sure he doesn't take a hit, make sure he doesn't suffer an injury, and then boom, he has another first down again. But this offensive line is fucking trash. And his receivers have, it's not like Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins aren't good. It's just that they don't have time to separate. Not that they can't. They just don't have time because he's getting sacked as soon as he fucking, you know what I mean, hikes the ball. Like as soon as he snaps the ball, he's already getting sacked. So that's why Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins, they don't have that 3-4 seconds they need to get downfield and get those 70-yard touchdowns like they did last year. Because again, he's just getting hit too damn fucking much. And before, he could like slide in the pocket, scramble, run around like Mahomes does, buy himself an extra fucking 2 or 3 seconds or two, throw the ball fucking 70 yards downfield to fucking, you know, T. Higgins or Ja'Marr Chase or somebody, a tight end, right? But now he can't scramble. Now he can't run. Now he's not mobile. Now he basically has to stay in the pocket and throw the ball away because he knows it hurts too much to run right now. And you're going to put him against Aaron Donald? You got to fucking be kidding me. Honestly, guys, I would not be surprised if they sit down Joe Burrow because of this injury for at least a week or two. And I think what's going to happen is they're probably going to announce that probably like on Sunday night. I think they're going to give it as much time as possible to like see how, you know, how he feels going into Sunday and Monday. I think it's going to be a late minute scratch, but I would not put him out there on the field. If they do, Aaron Donald is going to eat this man alive like some fucking chicken wings from KFC or Popeyes. Fuck it, give me some of that Cane shit. Ooh. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about that shit right now. I might go to Cane's when I'm done recording this. I'm going to go to Cane's, get me a fucking Caniac combo with the fucking lemonade and the extra sauce and the extra fries and the extra Texas toast. Ooh, so the General's about to eat tonight, baby. Yay, yay. So I'm excited for that. I tell you guys, I'm transparent, I'm honest, I'm brutally honest, I don't give a fuck. I'm just here to help you guys make money because I know I'm going to make a fuck ton of money this season. All I'm going to do is fucking keep flipping that money, compounding and compounding my portfolio and my motherfucking bankroll. And then I'm going to cash out $100,000 by Christmas. And then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to buy more Bitcoin, buy more crypto, buy more Tesla stock, buy more Apple stock, buy more Microsoft stock, buy more Nvidia stock, buy more Google stock, invest in some of these fucking space companies like SpaceX. And I'm going to just be killing it. And for the rest of my life, my money's going to work for me because that's what we do out there on fucking Magayon Entertainment. And that's what we do on this podcast is we're just trying to make as much money as possible so we can buy as many assets as possible because it's not about how much you work in life. It's about how smart your money works in life. So that's the motto. That's the mindset. That's the mentality on this podcast. Anyways, though. So yeah, those are my 2 locks of the week. I'm taking the Giants. I'm telling you, that's easy money. Giants, no Saquon Barkley, and their QB's a dumbass. You got to be kidding me. And then I'm gonna take the fucking Rams to destroy the Bengals with or without Joe Burrow. I think it's guaranteed money if they put out Joe Burrow, but if they scratch him, now it's just free money because I don't even know who the backup QB is. Probably some dumbass. So, and again, this Rams offense is clicking. The 49ers. They were struggling. They had like one easy pick because the wide receiver was a dumbass and the ball hit him in the chest or hit him in the hands. Kind of like opening week with Mahomes when Mahomes threw the ball to Tony and then like it bounced off his hand and the DB right behind him just picked it off easy. The same thing happened in that Niner game. So I actually don't blame Matthew Stafford for that interception. Matthew Stafford was playing well that game. So I can't believe Bengals were favored by -6.5, but by the time I got to the sports book, it was already down to like -1, -2. I'm telling you guys, I think it should be the Rams -6.5. Like in my opinion, the Rams should be favored by -6.5. The Bengals should sit down Joe Burrow. Honestly, the Bengals should do what the fucking Rams did last year, and they should just like the Rams sat down fucking Matthew Stafford for the rest of the year. I think that's what the Bengals should do. And I know it sucks because this was supposed to be their year. This was supposed to be their moment. This is like the most stacked, loaded roster that Joe Burrow's had in his career. And I know it sucks. But if you fucking put Joe Burrow out there and he gets like an Achilles tear like Aaron Rodgers did on Monday night or Sunday night, like you let some shit like that happen. And dude, now he's not just out for a year. He could be out for almost 2 because we don't know how quick that recovery is going to be. So I would just sit him down for at least the next 2 or 3 weeks. And, if it doesn't get any better, I'd sit him down for the rest of the year. Like, honestly, because you don't want this thing to linger, because then it's going to affect him for the rest of his career. So I would sit him down no matter what this week. But if they don't, it's guaranteed money. And then if they do, it's free money. Either way, we win. I think Rams should be -6.5. If Joe Burrow sits, I think it should be Rams -14, honestly. Because if he sits, then all the receivers, they're going to play like trash. Because if the backup comes in, they're all just going to be like, fuck it, we lost. I don't even know why we're playing this game. If Joe Burrow ends up, having to sit, which he should, I think, then I think the defense and the offense is just going to mentally check out, and I think it should be Rams -14. But even with Joe Burrow, I think it should be Rams -6, 6.5, because I think this offense is elite. I saw what they did to Seattle. I saw what they did against this 49ers defense. Yeah, it was a stupid-ass pick six, but that wasn't on Matthew. I think this Rams offense and defense is legit. It doesn't suck. It's not trash. It's not garbage. It is really fucking good. They were getting to Brock Purdy too. Like, this is a good Rams offense and a good Rams defense. It's borderline elite on both sides of the ball. And Joe Burrow's offensive line trash, and their garbage and their defense is mediocre to me. So those are my two locks of the week right there. The gigantic one, 49ers money line, Giants, no Saquon, and a dumbass QB. And then on the other side, Joe Burrow with the calf injury, the knee injury, and now his whole body hurts, and so does his pussy too. So I'm telling you guys right now, those are my two locks of the week. Moving on to let's finish off. Let's get back to where we were. Real quickly on the Saints game again. Derek Carr continues to frustrate me. He continues to piss me off like a little fucking bitch. All he did was fucking lose money for, sports bettors when he was out here in Vegas. Go fucking figure. Sports betting capital of the world. And all he did was let us down all over the world. Now, he's out there in New Orleans, right? Louisiana, out there with Lil Wayne and shit. And, he's 2-0, but against the spread, he sucks ass. He's 0-1-1. So again, I put money on him the first week. He cost me against the Titans. I had him -3. He only wins by 1. You got to be kidding me. And then this week, he was up with 11 to cover the 3, and he still fucking gets me a push. This dude can't beat the spread like for anything. So we'll see what happens next week. Next week, they're going against the Packers, right? So let me talk about the Packers real quick. This past week, and even before the season started, what did I always say about Jordan Love's dumbass? I said he is not elite. He is not special. He's not the truth. He's not the next Patrick Mahomes. He's not the next Joe Burrow. He's not the next Josh Allen. He's not the next Justin Herbert, and he's not the next Trevor Lawrence. Jordan Love is average. Jordan Love is not elite. Jordan Love is mediocre at best. I think he's, if I want to be nice, he's a top 20 QB. I have him at like number 18 or 19 or 20 in the NFL. He is a bottom 15 QB to me. But, and this is where the big ass but comes in, he has a top offensive line in the NFL. I actually think, in my opinion, and this is just me, I think he has the second best offensive line in football. I truly do. I think the Packers have the second best offensive line in the league. The problem is they give him all this time in the pocket, and he still throws an interception. He still throws a dumbass pass. He still doesn't know how to read a defense. And that fucking, that befuddles me, to use a fucking good word. That's befuddling. How the fuck do you have the second best offensive line in football? They give you a lot of protection as much as possible, more than a lot of other QBs. Have you seen the Panthers lately? Have you seen the fucking Colts lately? Have you seen the fucking Texans lately? Have you seen a lot of other QBs have, like, Zach Wilson? They got no pass protection. Zero, zip, nada. We just got done talking about Joe Burrow with the calf injury. There are elite QBs out there that cannot get protection for shit. All they do is get hit. All they do is get sacked. And all they do is get romped by guys like Aaron Donald. Meanwhile, the Packers, the second best, at least top 5 offensive line in the league, minimum. And this motherfucker still throws interceptions. He's still getting sacked. He's still not knowing where to throw the ball. He's still throwing it everywhere. He's still a dumbass. So my rule of thumb for the Packers this year is simple. I would fade him against an elite team. When he plays a top 5, top 10 defense in the NFL, he's going to get murdered. But when he plays a bottom 5, bottom 10 defense in the NFL, he's going to look like a Hall of Famer. That's just how it is. He's just like Dak Prescott. He's just like Derek Carr. He's just like a lot of bitch-ass QBs right now. When they go against an average to mediocre to overrated defense, they ball out. They be looking like Kirk Cousins throwing 200 yards to fucking Justin Jefferson. They look like they belong. They look like they're going to the fucking, all-pro Hall of Fame. They are here stunting when they play garbage-ass defense, overrated defense, average defense. Then the moment you put Derek Carr or fucking Dak Prescott against an elite defense, against an elite defensive line, against a stout fucking team like the Niners, like the Eagles, like fucking anybody else, right? All of a sudden they show their ass. And all they do is fumble it. All they do is intercept it. All they do is just fucking, all they do is fumble the bag. So I think that's Jordan Love, honestly. Jordan Love is not an elite QB. He's not great. He's not a Hall of Famer. He's not special. He's barely talented. If he not even, I think he's 18th or 19th in this league in terms of like on the QB scale. Honestly, I think there are guys in college right now who are already better than him. Like honestly, and this is just my opinion. I take Caleb Williams over fucking Jordan Love. I take Shakur Sanders over Jordan Love. I take that kid from Florida State over Jordan Love. I take the kid from Notre Dame over Jordan Love. I take the kid from Texas over Jordan Love. There's college football QBs right now that would run an NFL offense better than Jordan Love. Because again, this is what I've been saying since the season started. This is one of the deepest quarterback drafts in NFL history. There's going to be 6, maybe 8, 9, 10 QBs taken in the first round this year. This is one of the best quarterback drafts in NFL history in at least the last 15 years. Top 5 all time. There are quarterbacks everywhere right now in college football who are ready to run an NFL system. They might not be elite, they might not be great, but they're better than some of these fucking garbage QBs like fucking Kirk Cousins, bitch ass. Mac Jones out here can't win a fucking game to save his life anymore, And it's hard. It's hard. I get it. Because sometimes a QB can be really special in college, but if they go into the NFL behind a bad offensive line, it doesn't matter. Look at Bryce Young. Look at C.J. Stroud. Look at fucking that Richardson kid in Indianapolis. Right? Look at Justin Fields, really. Is Justin Fields a bad QB? Was he not the shit when he was at Ohio State? He was. He was special when he was at Ohio State. But now he's in Chicago, and now people are like, oh, he doesn't know how to read a defense. He's dumb. He's not smart enough to be an NFL QB. I'm like, well, maybe if you gave him some fucking good wide receivers and a good offensive line to actually pass protect from him, because he's on a rookie contract last I checked, and he has 0 roster around him, just a bunch of fucking idiots. So I don't think that's all on Justin Fields, but you see my point. Like, some of these QBs are just bad because they have a bad offensive line. But then other guys are like Jordan Love that have a good offensive line and they're still bad. And so Jordan Love, to me, again, I'm gonna fade him every time he plays a team that's elite, but I'm gonna fucking put money on him every time I think he plays a team that's average. And that's why I was shocked that he lost to the Falcons. I know a lot of people had the Falcons because, the run game and Riddler and all this other bullshit. But the Falcons aren't special to me. The Falcons aren't like elite. I don't think the Falcons are elite by anybody's standards. But, they beat Bryce Young, again, a rookie QB. And then they beat Jordan Love, who's basically a rookie QB. It's his first time actually, starting. So I'm not sure if the Falcons are really elite. I think they just beat they beat one QB who was garbage, who had no offensive line around him. And then you beat another dumbass QB who has the best offensive lineman, but, he's just stupid. And he lost the game by 1 point, even though he had like a 10-point lead. The Packers were winning this game for like the first 3.5 quarters. And then at the end of the game, Jordan Love with the ball down by 1 point. All you had to do was get fucking 30, 40 yards, kick the field goal, and you win the game. And all he does is go 3 and out. Then your defense goes back on the field, gets another fucking stop for you, gives you time on the clock with the timeout. All you got to do is go downfield, score a fucking field goal, and you win. And then the second time, what does he do? 3 and out. I'm like, bro, Jordan Love, bro, you look like shit to me. Again, the offensive line, it looks elite, but you're just bad at throwing the football. You're just dumb when it comes to reading a fucking blitz or reading the fucking screen or reading what the fuck is happening in front of you. Like Jordan Love, again, he's not elite. I'm going to put money on him to beat teams who have a bad defense because I think that's where he's going to feast and that's where he is going to look elite. And they're going to put him on ESPN like, oh, look, Jordan Love threw 5 TDs against the Chicago Bears. I'm like, yeah, because the Chicago Bears defense is not elite. But again, when he faces the 49ers, the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Jets, that's where he's going to throw multiple picks. He's going to fumble the ball. He's going to get hit, and he's going to get exposed, and he's going to look like a dumbass in front of the world again. So I had the Packers this past week, and they really let me down. That was frustrating because to me the Falcons are not elite. They just played two QBs who are both dumbasses. So now the Packers are at home against the Saints. Against again this fucking Derek Carr. All he does is fuck me. What do? I'm probably going to take Derek Carr to go in there into Green Bay. He's already 2-0. I think he's going to go 3-0. Again, the problem with Derek Carr isn't the fact that he's 2-0. The problem is that he still hasn't beaten the spread. And that's the only thing that fucking matters to me. So now he's going at Green Bay with a good defense. By the way, you guys know the Saints defense in 2 games has only allowed 1 TD. Think about that. The Saints defense has only allowed 1 defensive touchdown. That's it. The Titans scored 5 field goals, which is frustrating to me because the Saints basically held the Titans to 15 points. They scored 5 field goals, and Derek Carr still couldn't cover the -3. You got to be kidding me. And then this last game, the Panthers only had fucking 9 points or some shit, right? 3 field goals. And what happens at the end of the game? They play soft coverage. They let Bryce Young drive down the field. And in garbage time, they give up their first touchdown of the season. So, again, this defense is really, really fucking good. I love the Saints defense. I love their offensive line. I think it's a top 10 offensive line. I think Jordan Love is number 2 in the league. I think Derek Carr is like number 9 or 10 in the league. I like the fact that Derek Carr is getting the ball out quickly. Unfortunately, on the other side, Jordan Love, holds on to the ball too long. So to me, I'm taking Derek Carr and the Saints, and I think they're going to go ahead and they're going to go up 3-0 to start the season. Again, I still have the Packers winning the division. Maybe it's the Detroit Lions. We'll see. But I still believe in Jordan Love against bad defenses. But I'm going to fade the holy shit out of him when it comes to an elite defense. But in the case of the Saints, I think they're going to go up 3-0 because most of the teams that they beat are mediocre. They beat Ryan Tannehill and the Titans by 1. Okay, no big deal to me. I wish you covered the -3. Then you beat Bryce Young and the Panthers. Again, you were up by 11, still couldn't cover a -3. But now you're going to face Jordan Love, again, another fucking not good QB. And you're an underdog this time. And the Packers are favored by -2, -2.5. Not even a -3. I'm taking the Saints on the money line on this one. And that 220 that I bet this last game where it ended up being a push because Derek Carr couldn't fucking cover that 3, I'm going to lay down that 220 once again, and I'm going to lay it down on the Saints money line at plus probably 110, plus 115, somewhere around that. We'll see what the line is when I go to the sports book tomorrow. But I'm going to take the Saints. I'm going to take the Saints on the money line, and hopefully they fucking got me. Because again, they're 2-0 straight up. They're 0-1-1 against the spread. Hopefully after this weekend, they're 1-1-1 against the spread. And then we'll see what I do. But I have the Saints winning 10 to 12 games this season because they're in a garbage-ass division, and most of the teams on their schedule this year suck. The Packers, I have them winning also 9, 10, maybe 11 games this season, but I think they're going to lose against all the good teams, and they're going to beat all of the bad teams. Unfortunately, Falcons to me is not an elite team, but they're 2-0, and Jordan Love couldn't get it done. 2 straight fucking drives where he had the ball with all his timeouts, with time on the clock, and he was only down by 1, and he goes 3 and out. Then the defense, they get the fucking stop again for his dumbass, and then Jordan Love goes on the field in 4-down territory, and what does he do? Another fucking 3 and out. Like, you gotta fucking be kidding me. So Jordan Love, again, he's good in the first 3 quarters. He's good when he has time in the pocket against a mediocre defense. But he still makes bad throws. He still makes bad reads, and he still holds on to the ball too long. So he's beginning to frustrate me, but I still have the Packers winning this division, and I'm planning on making a lot of money on the Packers this season because, again, I think he's going to feast against bad defenses. But this week, he's going against a good defense. He's going against a good offensive line, and I think Derek Carr got it. So give me Derek Carr plus money on the money line. Upset alert of the week, number 2. Number 1 is the Rams. Number 2 is the fucking Saints. And then my lock of the week, my guaranteed money, besides the Rams, is obviously 49ers at home against the Giants without Saquon Barkley. Next up, The Bills, who are they playing this week? Because I had money on the Raiders. I told you I was only going to put $100 because I like Jimmy Garoppolo this year with McDaniels. Jimmy Garoppolo is playing on Sunday Night Football. Raiders -1 against the Steelers at home. I'm going to be honest. I told you guys the Steelers ain't shit this year. Kenny Pickett is fucking average. I think he fucking sucks. I think they need to look to replace him in the draft. I think there's 7 QBs who are already better at him than college. I think Pickett is a bust. I really fucking do. I really, really do. And they're going on the road against the Raiders, and I get it. TJ Watt is a beast. TJ Watt is good. But you want to know why I like the Raiders here -1.5? I don't know how much money I'm going to put on them. I'm probably going to put like -1. I'll probably put another $100, right? I put $100 on them week 1 to beat the Broncos on the road on the money line. Okay, right? Because I told you McDaniels and Jimmy Garoppolo, they already have fucking experience together from their days with the Patriots back in the day. So I took them on the money line, +110, +120. No, was it +150? I think I got them +150 on the money line at Denver. Then I put 100 again on the money line at the Bills, because again, I think the Bills, I think they're overrated this year too, just like I told you the Bengals were. But now, here we go, and I'm probably going to put another $100, right? Not big money, not a lot of money, but I think the Raiders are going to win 9-10 games this year. And I think they're going to beat the Steelers. Why do I like the Raiders here against the Steelers? Well, one, the Steelers offense sucks, and I'm not going to pretend like the Raiders defense is elite. It's not, right? Fucking Josh Allen just fucking raped their ass. But I think I like the Raiders on offense, even with TJ Watt in that defense. And the reason is because one of the teams that Josh McDaniels did a really good job of calling play calls against was against the Steelers, because when he was with Tom Brady and that offense, and again, Jimmy Garoppolo's not Tom Brady, but Jimmy Garoppolo has more weapons right now than Tom Brady, because last I checked, they still had fucking Devontae Smith, right? Devontae Adams. They still have some really good tight ends, right? They have a good defense too now. And I think the Raiders and Jimmy Garoppolo has more pieces on offense than Tom Brady did during his time in New England, because Tom Brady had a lot of slow receivers. Meanwhile, Jimmy G has a lot of fucking fast receivers. So to me, knowing that McDaniels, Todd McDaniels here, he coached against that Steelers defense for like the past 10, 15 years when he was with Bill Belichick. And they had a high, I think Bill Belichick has beaten Mike Tomlin like 60, 70, 80% of the time. And so McDaniels knows how to coach against this defense. McDaniels knows how to pick the Steelers apart. And I get it. I know Jimmy G is not Tom Brady, but he has more weapons than Tom Brady. And yeah, the Patriots defense is way better than the fucking Raiders defense right now. But I think McDaniels knows how to prepare for that Steelers offense. By the way, yeah, you could argue that the Raiders defense, looked trash last week, but guess what? The Steelers offense looked like dog shit last week. So it's kind of like a tug and pull. The Raiders defense is not elite, but the Steelers offense is fucking pathetic and straight garbage. On the other side, Steelers defense is elite, but Jimmy Garoppolo and McDaniels know how to play against them. They have more weapons than Tom Brady did. And I think they probably only have to score 10, 14 points to win this game, because Pickett, he basically did nothing against the Niners. He did nothing against the Browns. Maybe he scores 10 points against the Raiders, maybe 14, which means Jimmy Garoppolo only has to score 17. So I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. And I think McDaniels, when they were watching that Monday Night Football game together, I think McDaniels was telling Jimmy G, your dumbass better not turn the football over. You better not throw a pick six like Deshaun Watson did. You better not fucking run and try to fumble it like Deshaun Watson did. There was a lot of things where I feel like Deshaun Watson cost them the game more than the Steelers won the game, in my opinion. And, and again, I think the Raiders are really good at running the ball. I think the reason they didn't do it last week is because once Josh Allen and the Bills took that 7, to 14 point lead, I think Jimmy G had to throw the ball, and they weren't able to run it on offense, because once you're down fucking 14, 21 points in a game, you really can't run it anymore. You have to fucking run and gun now. And that's not what Jimmy G is really good at. That's not what he's known for. But against a Steelers team that's not going to score that many points on offense with Pickett's dumbass. Again, I think he's a bust. I think Jimmy Garoppolo and the Raiders are going to be able to run the ball. I think they should run the ball, and I think they're going to run it all up and down that fucking Steelers defense as much as they can, and they're going to throw the quick passes, the slant routes, just like Derek Carr is doing, out there with the Saints right now. And same thing they're doing with Denver, just quick passes, throw it out there in space, let your receivers go to work. Again, I don't think the Raiders are going to score fucking 25 touchdowns or 25 points or nothing. I think they're going to win this game like 17-14, 13-10 kind of game. I think it's going to be low scoring because the Steelers' offense sucks, but at the same time, their defense is elite, and the Raiders' offense is good. I think they're really good at running the ball. The Browns did a good job of running the ball yesterday. If it wasn't for the fucking stupid pick six by, Deshaun Watson's dumbass, and then he fumbled the ball when he was trying to reach, over the fucking first down marker, the Browns had a lot of fucking turnovers. If they didn't have all those turnovers, they were actually moving the ball pretty good last night. It's just they kept fucking fumbling it and fucking turning it over. So I think you can run on this Steelers D. This Steelers defense is not the old fucking Steelers D. It's not the fucking steel curtain. It's more like a fucking, you know what I mean? It's more like a blanket right now. A little soft ass one. So I think the Raiders can run the ball here. Give me the Raiders, -1.5. I'm going to take them. And I'll probably just put 100 again, probably 100 here, 200 there. I'm going to make them earn that money. So give me Raiders. Fuck. I think I might have to put 200 because my bankroll is at 3,800 now. Oh yeah, just in case you guys don't know. So I started the season with 2,500, right? At the end of week 1, I was at 3,200, so $700 profit. And now at the end of week 2, I'm at 3,800. So we only made $600 profit this last week. So I was up 700 the first week, and I'm up 600 the second week. So now we're at 3,800. Started at 25, now we're at 38. I'm trying to get to fucking at least 5 or 6 by the end of this week. I'm trying to get this money. So because my bankroll is bigger now than when we first started, again around I'm at 3,800 right now and change, like 3,850, 3,825, some shit like that. I'll probably just do 200. Not because I want to, but because I have to. Because if you have a $4,000 bankroll almost, and you're only betting $100 a game, it's not really worth it. You got to put more juice in there. You know what I mean? So fuck it. I'm gonna lay down 220 on the Raiders, -2 to go get this shit done. Probably like $150 to $200 on the Raiders. And then on that Saints game, I'm gonna lay down that 220 that I got a push on last night. I'm gonna put that on on the Saints money line. I'm gonna put 220 on them, probably around plus 120. And on the Raiders, like I said, I'll probably do like 150 on the -1.5, maybe -220 on the -1.5. The Rams, I already put $500 on them, and I got them at plus 105, I think. Plus 110, I think, is what I got the Rams at. Plus 110 at the South Point. So I put 500 on them to cash out 1,050. And then the 49ers are my biggest play of the week. I got them at 2,200 to win 400 because they were -550 on the money line. But I don't mind. I don't care because that's free money. It's guaranteed. It's easy profits. So I just want a free $400. So that way, when we go into Sunday, instead of having 3,800 to start, Sunday, I got 4,200 to start the week. And then every bet should be $400. And I'm going to take my top 10 and just roll with it. So that's why I said the Raiders, I can't just only bet 100. I got to bet at least 200 for it to be worth it. So yeah, be on standby for that. I'll probably end up having to play like 200-300. And again, I'll show you guys all my tickets on Wednesday night or Thursday morning, and you guys will see everything I'm betting. So that's that game. Next up, we have that Titans versus Browns game. Man, Titans versus Browns. The Titans just beat the Chargers, and I had money on the Chargers again with their dumb ass. So I'm probably done betting them. Actually, I am done betting them. I've given up on the Chargers. I feel like the head coach is a bitch. I think he's a moron. I think he a bitch made dude. Like, I don't like the Chargers head coach. He's soft as fuck, man. Always getting emotional, always getting butthurt, always trying to clap back. And people are like, what's going on, Stanley? You have one of the best defenses. You got Bosa, you got Khalil Mack, you got this good guy at safety. You drafted a fucking receiver in the first round. You got Justin Herbert, you got the tight ends, you got the offensive line, you got the run game, you got this, you got that, you're good on special teams. How the fuck are you 0-2, Chargers? Come on, Stanley, what the fuck is wrong with you? Bitch ass Stanley America. He's a bitch made motherfucker, man. I can't stand this bitch ass. Like, look, just admit you beat the Dolphins last season, and they came back this season, and they came and they whooped that ass. Tyreek Hill went for like 250 and a TD, just smoked and burned your ass all over the fucking field. Then you go out there to fucking Tennessee, and you look like dog shit. You gave up the fucking touchdown to fucking Ryan Tannehill, who doesn't have a cannon for an arm, and you let him beat you. You kept fucking, what's his name? The running back from Tennessee. What the fuck was his name? Not Tyreek Hill. Fuck, Derrick Henry. There you go. Excuse me. Derrick Henry. He's been on lockdown for like the last 2 weeks because everyone knows that that Tannehill, right? Ryan Tannehill does not have an arm. Tannehill is not a good QB. Tannehill, again, I think the Titans should be looking to replace him in the draft. So everyone's just loading up the box against Derrick Henry, and that's why he has like 15 rush attempts for like 80 yards or 20 rush attempts for like 60 yards. Derrick Henry is not a beast this season because everyone is basically not afraid of their quarterback, so they're just loading up the box and knowing that he can't beat them deep. So there's no play action because there's no action. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have a cannon for an arm. He's not an elite QB. Never has been, never was, never will be. And now teams are basically saying that Tannehill is a has-been. Actually, not even. He's a never was. He's basically just washed now. So the fact that the Chargers lost to him and they gave up the deep pass to his ass, you got to be kidding me. And then the Chargers coach is like, don't question me. Respect my authority. Respect my name. You don't know who you're talking to. I'm talking to an 0-2 coach. That's who I'm talking to. Who gave up a 28 fucking point touchdown lead in the playoffs to the fucking Jaguars and couldn't do shit on offense or defense in the second half. Like, bro, this dude, I wish they fired him and Coach Payton took this job instead. I'm disappointed that didn't happen. I wish Peyton had gone to the Chargers instead of the fucking Broncos. I wish the Chargers had fired this guy because I feel like Peyton is wasting his time with Russell Wilson. I think he's garbage. I think he's overrated. I wish that they had fired Stanley and given Coach Peyton the job so that way Coach Peyton could have a young guy like Justin Herbert, who is a really good QB to me. And I think Peyton could work miracles with that Chargers offense and that defense. I think with Coach Peyton in Los Angeles with the Chargers, I honestly think they would be fucking 2-0 right now, and they would be looking to fucking, make a deep run in the playoffs. Instead, they stuck with Stanley, and now Peyton's wasting his life away and wasting his fucking time with Russell Wilson's fucking dumbass, and now the Chargers are 0-2. So it basically worked out for nobody. So now they're playing the Vikings. I stayed away from the Vikings week 1. I told you guys, I feel like Kirk Cousins wins game he's supposed to lose, but then loses games he's supposed to win. He's that QB. So I stayed away week 1 against the Bucks, but then week 2 I faded him against the Eagles on Thursday Night Football. I had them on my fucking massive parlay of the week. Again, I showed you guys all those tickets. Everything 100% transparent, 100% documented here. And I told you guys last week, I like the Cowboys at home against the Jets. I like Colorado on the money line, even though they almost got upset. And I like Philadelphia Eagles at home against the Vikings. And I had some insurance policy, right? I like to sleep with peace at night. But I told you guys, man, I don't trust Kirk Cousins in the big stage, in the big moments against an elite team, because he always fucking chokes and he always folds. And look, Kirk Cousins, he played well at the end. He tried to make a comeback. But, you know what I mean? He doesn't have enough pass protection. He doesn't have enough help outside of Justin Jefferson. And his defense is not elite. And it's because he takes so much fucking money on his contract right now. So, now this game is not. Now he's playing a team that's not elite against a QB who's good, but has a dumbass coaching him. And against a team that's basically breaking down in front of him. The game is not in prime time. Nobody's probably going to watch it. You know what I mean? It's not, it's not a big game. It's not the game of the week. It's not fucking Sunday night, Monday night, or Thursday night. And it's definitely not a playoff game. So in this environment, in this situation, I think this is where Kirk Cousins thrives. He loves to win games when nobody's going to watch him. He loves to win games when nobody cares about the game. He loves to win it when there's no spotlight on him. Against a team that's 0-2 It has a pretty good defense, but it's average. I think Justin Jefferson could torch them the same way Tyreek Hill literally just did 2 weeks ago. I think the defense, you can score on them, and I think their offense. The Chargers are going to put up some points, right? I think it's a high scoring game. I have the Vikings winning it, probably somewhere like 31 to 24, 31 to 27. But right now, you can get the Vikings at even money. So go ahead and, yeah, I'm going to take the Vikings. I'm going to take them for 200. So yeah, let me get the Vikings for 200. And then, yeah, let me get the Vikings for 200. And then let me get the Raiders for 200. I might do that. I'll take the Raiders for 200 and the Vikings for 200. Again, on a $4,000 bankroll. Well, 3,800, excuse me. But it's going to go up to 4,200 after the Niners fucking romp that ass and beat that ass on national TV. So after the Niners game's over, my bankroll will go from 3,800 to 4,200. Give me 200 on the Raiders. Give me 200 on the Vikings. That's about 5% each. That's not bad. And then again, I'm going to put the 220 on the Saints on the money line. Again, they're 2-0, but I think they'll be 3-0. And then I think after this week, they're going to be 1-1 against the spread. Go fucking figure. Thanks, Derek Carr. So I think that's what's going to happen there. And then let me get back to the Titans and Browns. So what do I do with the Browns after Deshaun Watson just looked like dog shit and embarrassed me on TV right there? What do I do with the Titans versus the Browns? Man, it's a tough one, America. Because the Titans, they only scored 15 against the Saints. They didn't score a touchdown, and Derek Carr still couldn't cover the 3. And then in week 2, they beat the Chargers, but I think that's just more about the Chargers' offense and their defense and just bad coaching by them. But the Browns, no Nick Chubb now, I think that's going to hurt the locker room. I think Nick Chubb meant a lot. I think he's like the Marshawn Lynch of the Cleveland Browns. He's the heart and soul of that team. I think Myles Garrett was really frustrated by it. And then the Za'Zari Smith guy, who's supposed to help him on defense, he got injured. I hope he's ready for this game. Deshaun Watson got exposed. He just wants to run around and be a mobile QB, but he's not, I don't know. He wasn't throwing a lot of good passes. And again, it's TJ Watt. It's the Steelers, right? Even though the 49ers fucking embarrassed them and dominated them on fucking, offense. But still, but again, the Browns, I'll say this real quickly. The Browns were actually moving the ball downfield. If it wasn't for that stupid-ass pick six by Deshaun Watson, then the fact that they fumbled the ball 2 or 3 more times on offense, honestly, it was a lot of turnovers. But, if you watch the game, the Steelers only scored, I don't think the Steelers scored a touchdown. No, I think the Steelers scored 7 points on offense, 7 points on defense, and, a field goal or some shit, right? But the defense was honestly scoring most of the points for them. It wasn't actually their offense. Meanwhile, the Browns were getting a lot of yards. They just kept fumbling it and doing turnovers. But they were able to move the ball. And when I look at that Bengals game, right? That game against the Bengals on opening night, again, I took the Browns on the plus money, 100 to win 100, cashed out 2. And then I rolled over the 2 onto this last game against the Steelers, so I lost that. So now do I bet another 200 to try to get my money back? Or do I just leave it alone and move on? I think I'm going to lay down. I think I might lay down 3. I think I might lay down 300 on the Browns, 330 on the -3, or 220 -3. I might lay down some money here because I think they beat the Titans. The Titans defense is not elite. Derek Carr, only scored 17. The Chargers, how much did the Chargers score on them last week? Let me check, because I think that was a close game too. Wasn't it? Let me check right now. Where was it? Titans. Chargers scored 25. That game went to overtime. They lost 27-24. Chargers scored 24. Okay. Yeah, I think, but again, the Browns defense I think it is elite. And I think they're better than the Chargers defense. I think the Chargers have a better defense on paper, but I think the Browns have a better defense on the field because of coaching. Coaching still matters. So I have this game, I have the Browns winning it 17-14, 21-17. So the Titans won last game by 3. I think they're going to lose this game by 3. Give me Deshaun Watson. Hopefully no pick sixes this time, less turnovers. We'll see. I think it's going to be a low scoring game too. But I'm going to take Cleveland -3. Honestly, they should have won that game last night. If it wasn't for that pick six, the Steelers don't win the game. because that pick six was 7 points, and they only won the game by like less than 7. So, you know what I mean? And they had like 2 fucking fumbles, you know what I mean? In the fucking red zone and another fumble at the fucking midfield. So if it wasn't for those turnovers, honestly, the Browns win the game because Kenny Pickett couldn't do shit on offense. So Myles Garrett is still a beast, and they're going to load the box up. So yeah, give me I think the Titans win this game. Excuse me, the Browns. I'm going to put 2-300 on Cleveland. That's going to be my play for that for this week. So that's another one. And then I got like 2 more plays for you, and then I'm done. Panthers at Seahawks. I love the Seahawks here. I think the Panthers are fucking just... Dude, Bryce Young has no protection. He has no fucking weapons on the field. Everyone's fucking garbage. This team fucking sucks, man. Panthers are dog shit. I want to fade them all year long. I'm not saying they're going to go 0-16 or 0-17, but I think they're going to go like 2-15, 2-16, something like that. Like, Panthers are probably only going to win 1 or 2 games this year. And it's not going to be at Seattle. It's hard to win in Seattle unless you're the 49ers or Matthew Stafford or fucking, you know what I mean, a Peyton Manning, a fucking Tom Brady or something like that, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson in his prime type of thing. Like, it's hard to win in Seattle. And I don't think he's going to get it done as a rookie QB. I think that ass whooping by the Rams opening week really woke this team up. Then they went out there to the fucking Detroit and beat their ass down to show the world that, you know, last year wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a mistake. We just overlooked the Rams because we thought they were going to tank this season, just like I did. But now they're at home at the crib against a young rookie QB with a garbage offensive line. Half the receivers don't even know the fucking play calls. They're all fucking idiots and dumbasses running around. Yeah, give me the fucking Seahawks. Now, I don't know about the -5. That's what's tricky. But I think I'm going to take a -5 because the Panthers' defense is good. They picked off fucking Derek Carr's bitch ass. They played good. Do I like a -5? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say I like a -5. Man, that's tough. I think I might parlay it instead. Give me the Seahawks money line with the Cowboys money line. Because obviously Cowboys money line, and then you look at the Chiefs. There's probably going to be a lot of games where I just parlay the money lines with the spreads, the games I like. So the Seahawks, for example, I might take the Seahawks on the money line with the Cowboys on the money line, with the Chiefs on the money line, and the Ravens on the money line. You know, and I'm going to leave the Rams and the Eagles alone because I want to bet those alone. I don't want to parlay them into anything. I just want to bet those straight up. Same with the 49ers. I just want to bet it straight up. But I love the Cowboys on the money line parlay. I love the Chiefs on the money line parlay. I love the Ravens on the money parlay. Because against the Colts offense sucks. Richardson's hurt. He's in concussion protocol. So give me the fucking Ravens all fucking day at home minus the 8. I take them on the money line. So yeah, give me the Cowboys, give me the Chiefs, and then give me fucking Seattle right here. So instead of taking the -5, I am going to take a massive money line parlay. With the Browns, man, I might have to do the same with the Browns. Just because -3 is tricky. Watch their ass only win by like barely 1 or 2. Because again, Derek Carr was favored by -3. The Chargers were favored by -3. You know, for some reason, teams, you know, they just don't cover the -3 or they just don't win at all. So I might take the Browns on the fucking massive money line parlay too. Say fuck the 3, give me the fucking money line plus -120, and then I'll add that in with the Cowboys, the Chiefs, and the Ravens. You know, I might do some shit like that. That makes more sense to me. That way I can get plus money on everything. So yeah, I'll probably do that with the Seahawks. I'll probably do that with the Browns. I'd probably do that with the Lions and Falcons. I'm gonna stay away from that right now. If I take anything, I'll take the Lions because I don't know if they lose 2 games back to back. That's tough for me. Man, Falcons are 2-0. Everyone's hyped up about them. Everyone says they're fucking legit now. Lions, we all thought you were going to win the division. What happened? You know, look like dog shit against Seattle. You take down the Chiefs, and I think you got big-headed. Look what happened. I might stay away from Falcons and Lions. I'm leaning Lions, but I might stay away from that. The Saints, I'd take the Saints here because they actually do have a good defense. And I think Jordan Love, again, he couldn't even put up anything against the Falcons defense. The Saints defense is for real. So I think they're going to get to him. Give me the Saints on the plus money. I'll take that one by itself. And then next one. I told you guys the Vikings. I'll take that one straight up. Give me the Vikings by themselves for like 200-300. And then you have the Dolphins minus 6.5 against the Broncos. Again, Russell Wilson washed up. I faded him against the Raiders. I stayed away in that game against Washington. But right here, I'm gonna take Dolphins money line, and I'm gonna take them with the fucking Cowboys. I'm gonna take them with the fucking Chiefs at home, and I might parlay somebody else. Who I said, the Ravens. I might do some shit like that too. So yeah, give me the Dolphins with the Cowboys money line and the Chiefs money line, and yeah, give me that shit right there all motherfucking day. So, but I think they cover the 6.5 too. So I might take, kind of like opening week, I took the Eagles minus 4.5, and then I put another 200 on the money line. So I had Eagles for 110 to cover the 4.5 against the Patriots, and then I took them for $220 on the side to just win the money line straight up. I might do the same thing. I might do the same thing here. I'll take the Dolphins on the money line with the Cowboys money line, right? And then what I'll also do is I'll take them straight up as well. So I'll probably do something like 400 on the money line, 200 on the spread. I'll do something like that. Give me 400 on the money line, 200 on the spread. Dolphins and Cowboys. Yeah, I might do something like that. Dolphins and Cowboys. That should probably bring the juice down to like minus 200, minus 150. I'll put like 450 on that. And then I'll put 220 on the minus 6.5. I think they cover. Vikings, give me 200 on the even money. Patriots and Jets, I'm going to stay away. Texans and Jags, I'm going to stay away. I don't like the minus 10 for the Jags, but I also don't want to take the money line. I'm staying completely away. That to me it's not a trap game. It's just the juice is not worth the squeeze. So other than that though, yeah, so I'll stay away from the Jags game. Ravens to me is easy. It could be a trap, but I don't think so. I think the Colts offense looked really good, but opening week, not opening week, this last week they beat the Texans, but that was the fucking Texans who couldn't do anything on offense. So nah, give me the Ravens, give me the Chiefs, give me the Cowboys, all money line. I told you guys, give me the Raiders. I'll probably bet 220 on that, on the -1, -2. And then last but not least, the Bills and the Commanders. Ladies and gentlemen, Bills and Commanders. I've told you guys since at the beginning of this podcast that I was fading the Bengals because I thought they were overhyped. Now I'm telling you guys right here, right the fuck now, I'm fading the Bills all season long. I think the Bills are overrated and I think they're overhyped. I'm going to take the Commanders for $100. Now, I bet the Jets on the money line for $100. They cashed me out $150 profit. Then I take another $100 on the Raiders. They ended up losing. That's fine. Now I'm going to take the the Commanders at plus 6.5. Fuck that. Fuck the points. Give me the fucking money. I'll take the money line plus 200, plus 300. Now, I know some of you guys are going to say that the Bills are a good team. They're elite. They're going to win 10, 11, 12, maybe 13 games this year. That's fine. Even if they win 12 or 13 games this year, that still means they're going to lose 3 or 4 games, right? They're not going to go undefeated, obviously. Here's the thing with betting against them on the money line. Even if they only lose 3 or 4 games this year, every game that they lose, they're always a favorite in. Like every single time they play a game, they're always favored by fucking -6, -7, -8, -9. So technically, if you bet against them and you always get plus money, plus 200, plus 300, plus 400 each and every single fucking time, even if they only lose 3 or 4 games, and you get all your tickets at plus 300, plus 400, you actually make more money fading the Bills than you do riding with the Bills. Because their money line is always -300, -400, -500, or you could try to bet them on the -10. For me, I'm looking at this and I'm like, fuck that, give me the Commanders. I'm going to bet them to lose every single game. And most of my tickets are going to lose. But the ones that hit are always going to hit big. It's going to be a massive fucking payday. Because every single fucking game you see them in, the other team is always plus 1 or plus 200, plus 300, plus 400, plus 500. Again, even if they only lose 3 or 4 games, they're all going to be for big, massive profits. They already lost against the Jets, right? Cash that out at plus 150. All right, I lose 100 on the Raiders. Who cares? Now I got the fucking Commanders. They're plus 300 here in this game. And then the next game, let me look at the Bills' schedule. Because here's the thing about football. These teams will always win a lot of games, but every now and then, they always get fucking upset. And the thing is that when you see the upset happen, it's always a massive fucking upset that nobody really saw coming. You know what I mean? Like, because they're always such a fucking massive favorite. So I'm pulling up the Buffalo Bills schedule right now. It's fucking, I don't know why my fucking shit's being slow right now. But in this game, because they're favored by -6, -7, some shit like that, I expect that they're probably going to be at least, the Commanders that is going to be plus 200, plus 300. Next up, they have the Dolphins at home. I think the Dolphins are going to beat them. That's just my opinion. Next up, after that, they have the Jags at home. I'm going to take the Jags. I think that could be a trap game. Then after that, they have the Giants at home. I don't know if Saquon Barkley is going to be back for that game, so I might avoid it if Saquon Barkley is not playing in that game. Then they got to go against New England and the Patriots. Okay, Mac Jones sucks, but so does Zach Wilson. That Patriots defense, maybe they can start something. Who knows? I'm going to take that as a trap game. Then they're at home against Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield got balls again. He's going to throw it. He don't care. The Bucs are either going to lose by 30 or they're going to win by 7 because he's going to be throwing the ball all over the place. Bucs defense is not really elite, but they're going to be throwing the ball fucking all over the place. Again, Baker Mayfield's either throwing 3 or 4 TDs or 3 or 4 INTs. He don't care right now. He's just trying to fucking prove he has what it takes. Then you got to go at the Bengals. If Joe Burrow is healthy, then yeah. If it's a backup, then no. Right? The Denver Broncos. Okay, that's easy money. Then the next New York Jets game. That's probably going to be a payday. But then guess what? Then he has to go at Philly. Then he has to go at the Chiefs. Then he's at home against the fucking Cowboys. Then he's on the road against the Chargers. Then he's back home against the Patriots. Again, that defense is elite. Mac Jones ain't shit, but neither is Zach Wilson. Then he has to go to at Miami to finish the year. There's a lot of games that they could lose easily. I'm not saying they're going to get blown out. What I'm saying is the Buffalo Bills are always going to be favored, and they're not going to go undefeated. They're not going to go 16-1. Right? So there's going to be games throughout the year that they lose that nobody sees coming. And that's why I want to bet them to lose every game. Because every game I'm going to get plus money. So I'm looking at Washington plus money. They're going to be home against the Dolphins. They're probably going to be -3. I'm going to take the Dolphins plus money. Then they got the Jaguars. I think that's going to be overseas. But either way, Jags are going to be plus money. Trevor Lawrence, that could be an upset. The Giants, maybe they get Saquon Barkley. If not, then leave it alone. But if they do, that'll be interesting, right? Patriots, always a trap game. Bucks, again, Baker Mayfield don't give a shit. 3 or 4 TDs or 3 or 4 INTs. You never know what his shit. Then you got to go at the Bengals, maybe. Broncos, probably stay away. Fuck Russell Wilson. The Jets, probably super stay away. That's a payback. But then after that, at Philly, at Kansas City, at home against the Dallas Cowboys and Micah Parsons and them boys, right? Then you got to go at the Chargers, back home against New England, and then back on the road against Miami. This schedule is fucking sketchy. I think they could lose at least 4 or 5 games this season. Because I don't think they're beating the Cowboys, I don't think they're beating the Chiefs, and I don't think they're beating Philly. That's just me. So I look at this team and I'm like, you already have 1 loss on the schedule. You could potentially get at least 2 or 3, 4 more. Again, they're not going 16-1 the rest of the way. So I'm going to bet them to lose every single game because I know I'm always going to get plus money. Always going to get plus money. So again, maybe they're overlooking the Commanders and they're already looking forward to Miami. Who knows? Right? Maybe fucking Josh Allen's a dumbass again and fucking fumbles the ball again or has another dumbass turnover or runs headfirst into someone again. Who knows? So to me, I'm looking at this and I'm like, give me the Commanders, give me the plus money. I don't care if they lose me $100 because next week I'll bet $200 on the other money line. And then I'll bet 3 and then I'll bet 4 and I'll bet 5 because I know I'm always going to get plus money and I know eventually they're going to lose. They're not going 16-1 the rest of the season, right? The best record that Buffalo Bills ever had was fucking 13-3. They still lost 3 games and all 3 of those games they were a massive favorite in. So if you just bet every game and you only cashed out 3 tickets, those 3 tickets were like at plus 300, plus 400. You still made profits going against the Bills all season. And that was their best season. And a lot of years, they only go like 11-5, 12-4, some shit. You know what I mean? So there's always going to be those years. This, to me, is a down year. I think the Buffalo Bills lose at least 3 or 4 games this year. They already lost 1. So that means we have another 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 more on the way. Who knows? Again, Von Miller, he's still not back until week 4. So this week and then next week against Miami, no Von Miller. When he comes back, I'll reevaluate, I'll reassess what I think about this offense and this defense when Von Miller is actually healthy. And that's if he's back in 4 weeks. It might be 5 or 6. We'll see. But We'll reevaluate at that point. But until then, I'm taking the Commanders, and then I'm taking Miami next week. So I'm going to fade them all year long because to me, I'll make more money doing it that way than betting them on the money line to win every single game and hoping and praying they go 16-1. That's stupid to me. So give me the fucking Commanders this week. Again, they probably lose. Who cares? So what? I'm going to bet them to lose every game because it's always going to be a loss that they don't see coming, that there's some massive fucking, minus 900 money line favorite. And here goes fucking Josh Allen, like we saw against the Jets, just fumbling it away, fumbling the bag. So give me the Commanders. I'm going to bet against the Bills every single week. Same thing with the Bengals. Until Joe Burrow actually fully recovers from injury, until he can actually scramble from the pocket, I think he's fucking dead meat. He's a dead man walking, or dead man limping, honestly. So, anyways, that's all I got for you guys. And then last but not least, just real quickly, Eagles at Buccaneers. I think the Eagles are only favored by 5. I'm going to take them on the money line. I'm not going to take the +5. With the Dolphins, I am going to take the 6.5 and the money line. But on this one, Bucks, they can backdoor me. I know that. Baker Mayfield don't give a fuck, especially in garbage time. So I'm not going to take the -5. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take the Eagles on the money line, and I'm going to parlay that with the Cowboys on the money line, and I'll probably parlay that with the fucking if I make it in time, I might parlay that with San Francisco money line. So I'll take the 3 big teams in the NFC to fucking win this week. I'll take the Eagles on the money line, Cowboys on the money line, and the 49ers on the money line. And that should probably give me plus money, honestly. And I'm probably going to lay down 400 to win out like 600, some shit like that. The Bengals, I already got 500. Might put another 500 soon. Give me Raiders for -220. Cowboys and Chiefs on Ravens on a bunch of money lines. Stay away from the Jags game. Don't like it. Juice ain't worth the squeeze. Give me the Commanders on my biggest upset of the week one more time. Fuck the Bills. Fuck Bills Mafia. This is fucking cartel music over here. After that, Patriots, Jets, stay away, don't care. Chargers, 200 on even money. Dolphins, I'm going to take them on a massive parlay for 400, and then I'm going to take them on the spread for 200. That's 600 on the Dolphins this week. Saints, give me 220, go win my money back. Come on, Derek Carr, beat a spread for once in your fucking career. Dumbass, bitch. Lions, Detroit, leaning towards the Lions, but I might stay away here. Browns, give me 200 to 300 on the Browns. I'll probably take the money line, get that with the fucking Cowboys, get them at plus money, 300 to win like 350 or 400, maybe 500. That'd be amazing. So I'll probably parlay that with like the Chiefs and the Cowboys, see if I can get them at plus 150, plus 180, plus 200, put a nice 300 on that. And then Seahawks, give me the Seahawks all motherfucking day. I'll take that with the Cowboys, and that should probably give me even money. So those are my plays right there for the week. That's what I'm leaning. That's what I'm thinking. I'll let you guys know how much money exactly I'm betting. I'm probably going to go to the sports book on Wednesday morning, or Wednesday evening. I don't know yet. Maybe Thursday morning, honestly. It's either going to be, what's tomorrow? Wednesday? It's probably better if I go Wednesday. If not, then I'm going to have to go Thursday morning. We'll see. But you guys already know that I'm betting the fucking 49ers straight up. So I don't know. Maybe I go, fuck it. I might just go Friday instead. Friday might be better for me. So I'll probably just go Friday instead. And, cause I have a lot of money tied up into that 49ers ticket. So I might go one more time from now until then, probably like Wednesday night or early Thursday morning. And then on Friday, I'll go back to bet the rest of my tickets. Cause again, half my bankroll is in the 49ers game, on Thursday. So I can't really bet the Sunday games until the Thursday game is over and that shit hits. So I'll probably go back to the sports book on Friday. I don't like to go on Saturdays because it's crowded. All the fucking tourists come in for the weekend, and the sports book is backed up with all the college football bettors. And I don't really like any college football games this weekend, especially not with Colorado now that Travis Hunter kid is hurt. Thank God for fucking prime time cashing out that ticket and that massive parlay for me last week. But without that Hunter kid on offense and defense, I don't trust Colorado. I don't want to fade them either, so I'm just going to stay away from them until he comes back. I think he's going to be out for the next 2 to 3 weeks, so he's not going to be there for that game against USC. I don't know if they can beat USC without him, so I'm just going to stay away from that game. I think they're going to go 0-3 without him. So I think when he comes back, they'll be 3-3, and then they'll go back to where they were. But I think they're going to lose every game without him. I think he's that special. I think he's that elite. So no college football for me this week. I'll be back on the sports book maybe Thursday, maybe Friday. Keep an eye out for all my videos. Keep the notification button on. If you have any comments, any concerns, any questions about anything, go ahead and drop a comment in the section below. Other than that, those are all my picks this week. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys are tailing, and let me know what you guys are, what you're fucking with me on. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for listening to the one, the only, the motherfucking general. Let's go out there and make some money. Started with 25, ran into 32, all the way up to 38. After Thursday, we all the way up to 42. And then at the end of next week, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to get to at least 5 or 6 G's. Ladies and gentlemen, 100,000 or nothing. Let's fucking get it.